Okay, so previous class we have studied about the development of your spinal cord, how the nerves are developing, right? And what are the layers forms uh, inside this neural tube that we have studied. Okay, so a quick revision before proceeding to the medulla. So as already I have told you that if you will take a section of the neural tube, so today's topic will be the development of brain. After the spinal cord, right? So if you see the development of brain, that means we have to consider the neural tube first, right? So as I have already told you that this is the neural tube, we can divide into as a cephalic end and as a caudal end, right? So this caudal end towards the cloacal membrane, okay, and this cephalic end towards the buccopharyngeal membrane, or that is your precaudal plate, right? So whatever the cephalic end is there, that will develop your brain, okay, and whatever the caudal end is there, that will develop your spinal cord, which we have already uh, uh, completed that, right? So now we'll see only this part, the cephalic part. So we'll take a section at the mm, just at the cephalic end, okay, and to see how it looks like, right? So as you have seen that this is your neural tube and it has a lumen, right? This lumen is your, that is present over here, no? So here you can see this is the lumen. So as this is a neural tube, so it is a tubular structure, no? It is not a solid structure, right? So this section I have taken over here. So you can see this is the lumen. So this lumen is the ventricular system here at the cephalic end, and the central canal at the caudal end, right? So you can say it is central canal only, okay, because till now we have not developed the ventricular system. So you can see that this lumen, it is actually lined by, first the histogenesis will be occurred, so it will be lined by ependymal cells, okay, the single layer ependymal cells, and from these ependymal cells so many what is that neuronal and neuroglial cells will develop, that is posterolaterally and both the side, right? And that also will develop anterolaterally, okay, anterolaterally and posterolaterally the cells will develop from the ependymal area, right? From the ependymal line of cells that is present over here, they will develop, right? So whatever posterolaterally the cells are developing, they are known as your, this plate is known as your alar plate, okay, and this is your dorsal ventral or anterior and posterior, right? And whatever the cells, they will develop from the ependymal zone towards anterolaterally is a basal plate, okay. Now as I have already told you that this alar plate, it is a mix, it is not single layer, there are multi-layered cells are there, okay, and these cells are mainly two types of cells you will find, okay, that is your neuronal cell, okay, or you can say the neurons are there, okay, and you will find the neuroglial cells, you will find the glial cells, okay. So these glial cells are nothing but the connective, like your connective tissue, which provides protection and the nutrition, right? So two types of basic cells you will find here in whole over your central nervous system. So here, as I already told you, that if these are the neuronal cells, we also will find the glial cells over here, right? So these glial cells, they help in myelination of the axons, okay, or you can say of the neurons, okay, and they provide nutrition and protection to these neuronal cells, right? Now, whatever the area present at the center, you can see here, okay, this is your central zone or ependymal zone, and whatever the areas that is present here with multi-layered tissues or the cells, okay, so this area is known as your mental zone, okay, this is your mental zone, and whatever the things are present side to that, okay, so this is nothing but the marginal zone, okay, this is your marginal zone, okay. So three layers will be formed. First central zone, okay, then side to that we'll find the mental zone, okay, and just side to that we'll have the marginal zone, okay. So three layers will be formed, okay. So these three layers means what? Here whatever the structures are there, the neuronal cells, okay, these are the mental zone, okay, these are present at the mental zone as a alar plate and the basal plate, okay, and these neuronal cells have the cell bodies over here, and their axons, they are just coming out, okay, and they are forming the marginal zone, okay. That means this marginal zone is mainly white matter area, and this mental zone, that is mainly the gray matter area, right? Now we'll just go upward, okay, upward above to the spinal cord. At this level we'll see that, as you know, that just above to that, this is your brain part of the neural tube. So this brain part of the neural tube, that will develop, no? So how it will develop? Just I will first say you something about that. Then we'll proceed how the what is that? Inside the brain, what are the structures they are forming, right? Now consider this is your neural tube from the side view, okay. Then this neural tube, as I have already told you, here it is closed as the anterior neuropore. Right now in your brain it is the lamina terminalis, right? So this is your side view, and here we'll see from the front view, okay. And no doubt here you'll find the central canal over here, okay. So from here it will develop, as I already have told you, that the cranial part that grows more rapidly than the caudal part. So due to that the brain vesiculation will be there, and due to that what will happen, the upper part, okay, the cephalic part, that will grow more rapidly, okay, and will form a bulge over here, okay. So this bulge is your prosencephalon. Another bulge will be there, that will be your mesencephalon. Another bulge will be there, that will be your, what is that, rhombencephalon, okay. And this is your lamina terminalis, okay, and here you'll find this is the side view, okay, side view. So you'll find here the prosencephalon, the mesencephalon, and the rhombencephalon, okay. And no doubt here you'll find, what is that, you'll find the central canal over here, okay. So here this is the three primary vesicles you will find in the neural tube, right? Then further it will proceed towards this. You can see here that the prosencephalon that will be divided into two. No, as already I have told you, the cranial part that grows more rapidly than the caudal part. Okay, so here you will find this prosencephalon that will grow more rapidly, okay, than the caudal part. Okay, so this prosencephalon will divide into two secondary vesicles. These are your primary, sorry, what is that? This is your telencephalon, okay, and this is your diencephalon, right? Then you will find this another thing, that is the mesencephalon. So mesencephalon that will remain as a mesencephalon only, okay, and that will form your midbrain, okay, mesencephalon, okay. Then we'll have the rhombencephalon. So this rhombencephalon that will again divide into two, okay. As already I have told you, the cephalic end that will grow more rapidly than the caudal end, okay. So here you will find this upper rapid growth part is known as your, what is that? Who can say? Metencephalon, okay, and this one will be your myelencephalon, okay. So no doubt here you will find the same thing. What is that? Your brain and spinal cord, right? And here now you will find that this tube, this canal, okay, that will grow like this, okay, along with the telencephalon, okay, and here also it will grow along with the diencephalon, okay. Then you will find here the mesencephalic tube, okay. Then here you will find another expansion at the canal, okay, forming the fourth ventricle. Then again the central canal over here, okay. So now the ventricular system that is forming, right? Now if you will see from the front how it looks like, here you can see this is your cephalic end, this is your caudal end. Now you can see that upper part that will develop into three primary vesicles, okay. So this is your prosencephalon, this is your mesencephalon, and the rhombencephalon, okay, and that will go down as like this. And here you will find your central canal or the ventricular system. Fine. Now this is your prosencephalon, mesencephalon, and your rhombencephalon. Fine. Now this prosencephalon will further divide into two. As already I have told you that the upper part, okay, again you divide into two, right? The upper and the lower, or the cephalic end and the caudal end, okay. According to our theory, the cephalic end, here is the lamina terminalis, no, here is the lamina terminalis. From here the brain, the prosencephalon, that the cephalic part that will grow more rapidly, okay, more rapidly than the caudal part, okay. So here you will find this is the caudal part, okay, this is the caudal part. So this caudal part, no doubt it also proliferates and grows, but the cranial part, it grows more rapidly than the caudal part, okay. That's why you can see that this cranial part that is just what is that? The caudal part that is just buried inside this cranial part, okay. So you can see this part is your cephalon, and the buried part inside the telencephalon, that will be your diencephalon, and just below to that we will find the mesencephalon. So that mesencephalon will remain as a mesencephalon only. Okay. Then just below to that we will find the rhombencephalon. This one, so that will again will divide into two. So as already you know that the cranial part that will grow more rapidly, okay, than the caudal part. Okay. So that's why this will be your metencephalon, okay, and this will be your myelencephalon. So this metencephalon, that will be your, what is that? Your pons, okay, and the myelencephalon, that will be your medulla, okay, and the mesencephalon, that will be your midbrain, okay, and this diencephalon, that is your diencephalon as a thalamus, hypothalamus, epithalamus, okay, and subthalamus, right? And this is the telencephalon, which will make your cerebral hemisphere. Okay. So at this point we will see that here is our tube. No, the central canal was there. So the central canal, that is in this way going downward. Okay. So at this moment, what will happen? Due to the development, rapid development of the telencephalon, this canal, okay, that will also grow rapidly on the both the side, okay, forming your lateral ventricle, okay, that will form your lateral ventricle, and this mid part in between the two thalami, okay, that will become your, what is that? Your third ventricle, okay. So here is your lateral ventricle, here is your lateral ventricle, okay, that is nothing but the extension of this tube, okay, and here it will form your third ventricle, and here in the mesencephalon it will be remain as a tube only, okay, and that tube is known as your cerebral aqueduct, okay. So this tube, no, this is the mesencephalon, okay, this is mesencephalon, so this mesencephalon, so here is form your tube, that tube is your cerebral aqueduct, okay. Hello? Yeah.
So which part makes the cerebellum?
I'll tell you. Okay. So here is the cerebral aqueduct, okay. Then when this tube that descends downward towards the pons, it opens up here, okay. Posteriorly, it opens up, it dilates over here, and this dilatation, that is your fourth ventricle, and then it goes downward as a central canal, right? That means central canal that will find at the lower part of the medulla, and this fourth ventricle that will find at the upper part of the medulla and whole of this pons, right? Now what we'll see here, your question is where is the cerebellum, fine. Now here we'll see this whole part is your rhombencephalon, that is divided, upper part is the myelencephalon and below is the metencephalon. Above is the metencephalon and below is the myelencephalon. So this myelencephalon, that will be your medulla, but this metencephalon, that actually what will happen at the posterior end of the myelencephalon, there will be a thickening, okay, at the metencephalon, okay. So this thickening will be known as your rhombic lip, okay. So this rhombic lip will be formed at the posterior surface of metencephalon, okay, and from this whatever the growth will be there, okay, so that growth will be your cerebellum, okay, that growth will be cerebellum. That means metencephalon that grows more rapidly posteriorly, okay, from a thickening, that is the rhombic lip, and that will form your cerebellum. And the anterior part of the metencephalon, that will form the pons, right? And the rhombencephalon, the myelencephalon, that will form your medulla oblongata. Clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So we have developed the ventricular system over here. We have developed the cerebrum over here. Okay. And the diencephalon and the midbrain, pons, medulla, and the cerebellum. Right. Now we'll see how the other structures they are developing from all these basic structures. Now we'll take a section of the medulla just above to the spinal cord, means the medulla, medulla, this is your medulla. You will find the pyramid, olive, okay, and there is the central canal, okay, and you will find the, what is this, your inferior cerebellar peduncle, okay, and this is the closed part of the medulla. Above we will find the, what is that, open part of the medulla. Medulla has two ends, no, because below you will find the spinal cord, no, here is the your spinal cord, fine. So it is the cord section, cross section at the lower part of the medulla, where you will find the central canal, not the fourth ventricle, no. And that here you will find the sulcus, okay, in both the side, there is a nucleus. Two nuclei are there. Who can say what these are? Nucleus gracilis and nucleus
fasciculus.
Fasciculus, very good. Okay, so two pairs of nuclei you will find over here, and here you will find, what is that? The pyramid you will find over here, fine. And you will find some of the other nuclei, no? The nuclei of the trigeminal nerve, no? You will find some part of the olive over here, right? So in this way your medulla forms, no? So how these structures forms, that we'll see from the neural tube, right? So we'll draw a cord section of the spinal cord, okay. So as we know that here is the posterior, what is that, sulcus, and here you will find the fissure, right? And here is your central canal. So the central canal is your central zone. From here we have developed the alar plate, and that alar plate will become your, what is that, your, which horn? Which horn? Alar plate will become your dorsal horn, okay, and the basal plate will form your ventral horn, okay. And at this level, what will find? The nerves which are coming, they are the motor nerves, right? And from the neural crest cells, okay, your dorsal root ganglion will form, and they are made up of your pseudo unipolar neurons, no? If you will see the pseudo unipolar neurons, you will find the cell body over here, and they have the, what is that, axons, okay, having the central process and having the peripheral process. So the central process that will go and connect to the dorsal horn, and the peripheral process will go towards the periphery, no? So whatever the things are going on here, where they are connecting to this dorsal horn, is known as your dorsal roots, okay, or the sensor. These are the sensory roots, and here you will find the cell bodies, and these cell bodies have the axons. These axons are going out, okay, as a form of your motor horn, or motor neurons, right? So the motor neuron and the sensory neuron, they just mix here, okay. Here is the sensory neurons, and here is your motor neurons. Now they will mix with each other and they will form a, what is that, mixed nerve, right? So this is the story of your spinal cord, right? So just you compare this thing with the medulla. Okay, it is just going upward. Okay, it is going upward up to this medulla level. Okay, so just we will open this section at the medulla level, right? So what will happen? Here you can see that here you will find there is the, what is this, dorsal horn, right? So at this point, this dorsal horn means what is this? This is your alar plate. Okay, and this is your basal plate, right? So the alar plate and the basal plate, right? Now just I will draw a simple diagram so that it will be easy to you. We have to compare here. Okay, see, here is your which zone? Marginal zone. Okay, this is your marginal zone. Here you will find what is that? This is your central zone. Fine. Now, what we will find? Here you will find this alar plate. Now this alar plate, that will be divided into, what is that? So many nuclei over here. Okay. Why this nuclei? Because of the, what is that, white matter fibers, they are going up and down. No, means you will find the spinal cord over here. Okay, and from this spinal cord, you know that so many white matter fibers are ascending upward. No, and so many white matter fibers are going downward as the ascending tract and the descending tract. So this ascending and descending tracts, on the way they are going to up and down. Okay, they will fragment these alar plates into 4 pieces, right? What is this 4 pieces? These 4 pieces will be known as your, what is it? This is your gracili nucleus, gracilis nucleus. Okay, and here you will find the cuneatus nucleus. Okay, nucleus cuneatus. No. Okay, so gracilis nucleus, this is also gracilis nucleus. Okay, and this is your cuneatus nucleus. No, so fasciculus gracilis, that will come in this way, and fasciculus cuneatus, that will come in this way, and they will relay over this nuclei, right? As already you know. So this is what all they are, the fragmentation of your alar plate. Okay, here is the central canal. You know, this is your alar plate and this is your basal plate, right? So this alar plate, that will be divided into 4 divisions. Okay, so these divisions are right now known as the nucleus. What is nucleus? Nucleus is nothing but the collection of cell bodies. Okay, and that is surrounded by the white matters, right? That is known as your nucleus. But if this collection of cell bodies will be there outside the CNS and that is covered by the white matters, then that will be known as your ganglion. Okay, this is the difference. Structures are same. Okay, but here we will say it is the nucleus because it is inside the central nervous system, and here you will find it is the ganglion because it is present outside the CNS, right? So this is your story of your alar plate. Okay, then whatever the basal plates are there, you know, there is a fissure. Okay, here you will find the fissure, ventral fissure, and here you will find, what is this one? This one is your basal plate. Okay, so this is your alar plate. Just divide in this way. This is your alar plate and this is your basal plate. So this basal plate will be known as your pyramid Okay, so this is what your closed part of the medulla. Okay, so at the closed part of the medulla we'll find the alar plate. Okay, this is your alar plate. Okay, so this alar plate that is actually the sensory neuroblast cells. Okay, they give rise to what is that, your posterior column nuclei. Okay, so this posterior column nuclei, that is your what is that, nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus. What is this? They are nothing but the divisions of your alar plates due to up and down of your white matter fibers. Okay, like that, here in alar plate, what we'll find? We'll find a nucleus over here, another piece of the nucleus. What is this? This is known as your inferior olivary nucleus. Inferior olivary nucleus. Okay, so what is this? This is nothing but the fragmentation of this alar plate, right? And along with that, some small, okay, pieces of gray matters will be there from this alar plate. They will be known as your, what is that? They will be known as your general visceral afferent nucleus. General visceral afferent nucleus. What is this general visceral afferent? They are the taste sensation, no? Not taste sensation. The special visceral, no? Special visceral afferent, no? They are for the taste sensation, right? And you'll find the general visceral afferent also. Okay, that is for the, what is that, the pain temperature. Okay, from the viscera, means mainly from the tongue area. Okay, that will go towards these nuclei. Okay, so all these alar plate, they will fragmented and they will form your gracili nucleus as a posterior column nucleus. So first we will find the posterior column nuclei. Okay, that will your nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus. Okay, then just anterior to that we will find these two things. What is that? Inferior olivary nucleus. Okay, and just anterior to that we will find some fragmented nucleus. They are known as your general visceral afferent nuclei, your special visceral afferent nuclei. Okay, all they are the sensory. Why? Because they are derived from the alar plate, right? And also you will find the, what is that, your general somatic afferent nucleus. Okay, for the trigeminal. Okay, touch pain temperature for the somatic, means to the body, to the face. Okay, so we will find these nuclei, they will be present over here, right? Now after that, most laterally you will find a small two nuclei you will find, and they are known as your special somatic afferent. Okay, so the special somatic afferent, that is for, what is that, your vestibulocochlear area, no, from the ear, no. So there will be the vestibular nucleus, there will be the cochlear nucleus, there will be the general visceral afferent, special visceral afferent, general somatic afferent. All these nuclei, they will present just anterior to this inferior olivary nucleus. Okay, so this is the whole story of the alar plate. Okay, alar plate, that is present and intact in the spinal cord, but when it ascends upward, due to the ascending tracts and descending tracts, this alar plate will be fragmented into pieces. When a gray matter, a piece of gray matter, if that will be fragmented by the white matter and that will be surrounded by it, then that will be known as your nucleus. Okay, that's why this alar plate now is known as the various nuclei. These nuclei are one column, that is your posterior column nuclei, that is known as your nucleus gracilis, nucleus cuneatus. Anterior to that, another pieces of nuclei is present. They are known as your inferior olivary nucleus. And just anterior to that, you will find these small pieces of nuclei that is carrying your general visceral afferent, special visceral afferent, your general somatic afferent, and the special somatic afferent. Okay, so these nuclei will be present over here. So this is the story of your alar plate. Now come to the basal plate. Okay, so this is the basal plate. Okay, here this basal plate that is mainly made up of your motor neuroblast. Okay, they are made up of your motor neuroblastic cells. No. Why neuroblast? Because they are the proliferative cells. They have not stopped yet the proliferation. Right. Now this basal plate, it is also fragmented by the white matter fibers. Okay. So most medially there will be a fragmentation. Okay. So this fragmentation is known as your nucleus. Which nucleus? This will be your most medially will find the, what is that? General somatic efferent. Okay, that means what? This is your hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve. Okay, so this will be one pieces of the basal plate that is present most medial of the basal plate, that is your general somatic efferent nucleus, which is connecting to the hypoglossal nerve. Okay, then just side to that we will find another pieces of nucleus. Okay, so this nucleus will be known as your nucleus ambiguous. Okay, another piece of nucleus that will be known as your nucleus ambiguous. Okay, so this nucleus ambiguous that forms the special visceral efferent. Okay, special visceral efferent column. Okay, that means what? This special visceral efferent column that will be concerned with your, what is that? Your 9th cranial nerve. Okay, and your 10th cranial nerve. 9th and 10th cranial nerve. That means the 9th and 10th cranial nerve, the motor components, they have to, what is that? Connect with the nucleus ambiguous. So from where the nucleus ambiguous is there? This is nothing but the piece of the basal plate just lateral to the hypoglossal nucleus. Okay. Then another nucleus you will find here only. Okay, that will be your dorsal nucleus of vagus, that is present more dorsally. Okay, that's why another pieces is here, that is from the basal plate only. Okay, that will be known as your, what is that? Your dorsal nucleus of vagus. Okay, so this dorsal nucleus of vagus, and just above to that you will find another piece. Okay, that is your inferior salivatory nucleus. Okay, inferior salivatory nucleus. So this dorsal nucleus of vagus and the inferior salivatory nucleus, they are nothing but they are concerned with your, what is that? Your glossopharyngeal nerve. Okay, or you can say that is your 9th cranial nerve along with the 10th cranial nerve. Okay, 9th and 10th cranial nerve. Okay, but the general visceral efferent, okay, that is concerned with the 9th cranial nerve. Okay, then here we have the mental zone over here, and now whatever the area present over here, they are nothing but the descending tracts. Okay, they are going down. Okay, here you'll find the descending tracts. So here is your closed part of the medulla. Again, I am just repeating. We have taken the section of your spinal cord. At the center, we got the central canal, which is actually the central zone. Single layer of the ependymal cells are there. Fine. And from here, the alar plate has been developed. So just I will make the outline of that so that it will be easy, right? So here you'll see this is your alar plate, okay, and here you'll find another portion of the alar plate, right? Then here you'll find there is the presence of the, what is that, your basal plate. So just I will outline that basal plate also. Okay, so here you'll see this is your basal plate. Okay, this is your basal plate, right? Now the alar plate and the basal plate is there, right? So this alar plate and the basal plate, that is actually fragmented by the white matter fibers that is going upward and the downward. No, so that fragments the alar plate into pieces. They have the three layers: the posterior column and the middle column and the ventral column. So the posterior column nuclei, they are nothing but the nucleus, what is that, gracilis and nucleus cuneatus, and at the middle you will find the inferior olivary nucleus, and anterior to that we will find the general visceral afferent, special visceral afferent, general somatic afferent, special somatic afferent. All these nuclei are present over here. Okay, this is the, what is that, alar plate. Then come to the basal plate. Basal plate also fragmented. Okay, most medially you will find the general somatic, that is your hypoglossal nerve. Okay, then side to that you will find the nucleus ambiguous, which is related to your 9th and 10th cranial nerve, that is mainly for the special visceral efferent. Okay, and just lateral and dorsally to that you will find the dorsal nucleus of vagus, and above to that you will find the inferior salivatory nucleus. Okay, and that is related to your glossopharyngeal nerve. Okay, mainly the general visceral efferent. Okay, and the 10th cranial nerve. Okay, and most anteriorly you will find the white matter fibers. Okay, this is the marginal zone. Okay, so just I will draw the marginal zone. See here, sorry. See here, whatever you will find, this is your actually, what is that, marginal zone, where you will find only the white matter fibers. Okay, and this green and yellow, they are the mental zone. Okay, and the center, this is your, what is that, your ependymal zone or the central zone. Clear all of you?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll proceed to the, this is your closed part of the medulla. Okay, then we'll proceed to above. Okay, then we'll see the open part of the medulla.
Sir,
Yes,
so nucleus ambiguous is related to general visceral efferent, right?
efferent, motor.
And dorsal nucleus of vagus and inferior salivatory also the same.
That is also motor, efferent.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, then the open part. So for open part, you just sorry.
So nucleus ambiguous, isn't it a special visceral efferent?
Nucleus special visceral efferent. Yes. See, special visceral efferent. Okay. Now, in open part, what we'll do? See here. This is your central canal. No, this central canal. This is, that means, what is this one? This is your ependymal zone. Okay. So we'll just open this central canal. Right. Now you can see here is your sulcus. Oh. Here is your sulcus, no? So we'll just open this medulla, okay, to anterolaterally in this way. Okay, we'll open this from this posterior sulcus. Okay, we'll open to this spinal cord in anterolateral way, like opening a book, right? So that what will happen? This central canal that will go towards the posterior side, okay, and that will be stretched out, okay, and this alar plate that will go lateral side, okay, and whatever the things are present at the anterior side that will go more medially and backward, right? So what will happen here? Here we have just opened this. We just put two fingers inside this central canal, and we have stretched that laterally and forward, right? Laterally and forward in this way. Okay. So that what will happen? Here we will see there will be the single layer of your what is that? Your central canal. Okay, now the central canal will be your what is that? Your fourth ventricle, fine. And side to this, okay, here will find this is your, this will come to the lateral side and anteriorly. This will also come towards the laterally and anteriorly, right? So here you will find there is the presence of your what is that? Nucleus cuneatus, nucleus gracilis. Okay, again the nucleus gracilis and the nucleus cuneatus. Okay, they were at the posterior part, the posterior column, but we have opened it, right? So this, due to opening, this gracilis and cuneatus, okay, they just come towards the forward and laterally. Okay, so forward and laterally. Okay, then you will find here is your what is that? Your olivary nucleus. Okay, here you will find your olivary nucleus. Fine, and here you will find this basal plate that will go what is that? Most medially, right? So here you will find there is the presence of what is that? The basal plate, right? Now this is your what is that? Medulla at the opening end. That means here you will find this area that is for the CSF. Okay, cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, this is for the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so now this will be known as your fourth ventricle, not the central canal. No, so this fourth ventricle, here the presence of cuneatus, gracilis and gracilis cuneatus. Okay, so in this way we have just opened the medulla at the upper end. Okay, so that we may make the fourth ventricle over here, right? Now just make a nice diagram so that it will be easy to understand. Now we got the fourth ventricle over here, okay, at the back side. Then we got the okay, so here we got there is the presence of your nucleus cuneatus, nucleus gracilis, nucleus gracilis, nucleus cuneatus. Okay, and this is your fourth ventricle. Fine, and here you will find the white matter fibers, they are just going down. Here also white matter fibers, they are going down as a pyramid. Here is the presence of your olive. Okay, here is your presence of your olive. Fine. Now what we will see here, this nucleus cuneatus and the nucleus gracilis, Okay, that will be ended up over here at the closed part, and whatever the alar plate is there at the open part, that will again divide into so many pieces. Okay, this alar plate, that will be divided into so many pieces. Why? Because as you know that this is a nucleus gracilis, nucleus cuneatus, no. So fasciculus cuneatus, no. Sorry, fasciculus gracilis, FG, fasciculus cuneatus. Okay, this is gracilis, this is cuneatus. Okay, now you will find this is also gracilis, this is cuneatus. No, now their second order neuron, they will just, what is that, crisscross with each other. No, they will just crisscross with each other, forming your, what is that, medial lemniscus. No, they are going like this. No, forming your medial lemniscus. So here at the sensory decussation, okay, whatever the alar plate was there, that alar plate, that will be fragmented into pieces. Okay, that will be fragmented into pieces due to the massive sensory decussation at the which plate? At the alar plate. Right. Now this will become, though pieces will be there. Now these pieces, as you know, that most laterally, as I told you, if we'll go medially, okay, we'll get more motor. If we'll go more lateral, you'll get the more sensory area. So most lateral part, you will find the special, what is that, a somatic afferent nucleus. Okay, SSA. Okay, so just I will do this thing. This is your special somatic afferent here and here. Okay, then what will happen here, just lateral to that, you will find the general somatic afferent. No, you will find another nucleus, that is your general somatic afferent. Okay, more lateral, more special, right? More medial, okay, is going to your general, right? So just lateral to that, here you will find another nucleus. Okay, that is your special visceral afferent. Okay, and just come to more medial, you will find the general visceral afferent. Okay, so 4 nuclei you will find over here. Then here what will find, here you will find another 3 nuclei. Here you will find another 3 nuclei. Okay, what they are? They are your first, here most medial thing, you will find the general somatic, okay, general somatic afferent, because right now more medially means more motor. No, general somatic afferent. Okay, and just lateral to that you will find the special of this one. Okay, this one is a special visceral afferent. Okay, special visceral afferent, and more lateral to that, this one, that will become your, what is that, general, sorry, these are efferent, not afferent, motor. No, this is also efferent. Okay, so most lateral, here you will find, what is that, your general visceral efferent. Okay, so this is general visceral efferent, this is your special visceral efferent, this is your general somatic efferent. Like that, here you will find special somatic afferent, general somatic afferent, special visceral afferent, general visceral afferent. Okay, in this way, this alar plate and the basal plate, that will be fragmented into pieces. Okay, now you can see this alar plate that was initially at the posterior side, but due to the opening of the fourth ventricle, what will happen? This alar plate that will came to laterally, okay, and anteriorly, okay, and the basal plate that goes medially, and this one is your basal plate, okay, this one is your alar plate. So from this alar plate we got these 4 nuclei, and from this basal plate we got these 3 motor nuclei. Fine. Any doubt?
Sir, in the opening part, in ala plate, the most medial will come to the most lateral, right? So the gracilis nucleus will be the most lateral.
Now it is not gracilis. No, gracilis is ended over here. No, this is your gracilis nucleus at the closed part. No, gracilis and cuneatus. No, so this nucleus means ended over here. This fasciculus they have relayed. Right now the post, what is that? Relayed neurons. They are just decussing with each other. No.
Okay, yeah.
Means at the closed part of the medulla, that alar plate will divide into nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus. But we are studying the open part. Okay, so there will not find this gracilis and cuneatus. There again, the alar plate will be differentiated into so many pieces. Okay, and these pieces that will be your this nuclei. Okay, at the open part you will not find the gracilis and cuneatus. Okay, because this gracilis and cuneatus nuclei are at the closed part. Okay, that is due to the fragmentation of the alar plate. Okay, but at the open part, the fragmentation of alar plate will make these nuclei. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then what we got? We got that the basal plate that is present at the medial, okay, portion, and it is mainly made up of your motor neuroblast, and that will give rise to your hypoglossal nucleus that forms the GSE, okay, and your nucleus ambiguous, no, that is from your special visceral efferent column, okay, and your dorsal motor nucleus of vagus and the inferior salivatory nucleus, okay, all they are the general visceral efferent column. No, like that the sensory, this sensory part, it is actually you'll find the solitary nucleus, okay. The solitary nucleus means it is mainly the general visceral afferent and the special visceral afferent, okay, and you'll find the cochlear nucleus over here, okay, that is mainly the general, sorry मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, okay, solitary nucleus you'll find. So the solitary nucleus, that is the general visceral afferent and special visceral afferent, okay. Then we'll find the cochlear nucleus. So the cochlear nucleus that will form your special somatic afferent column, right? So these are the nuclei that will be present at the fourth ventricle. Then we will see the roof plate over here. Okay, this is your roof plate, no? So this roof plate, that is what is that? That is made up of your ependymal cells, no? Because as we have seen here, okay, this is the thing that has been opened up here, no? That has been opened here. So this is made up of your ependymal cells. Fine. So the same thing what will find over here. Here you'll find this is your actually the central canal, but it is just opened up, stretched over here. So it is also made up of your ependymal cells. Okay. These are nothing but the ependymal cells. And here also you'll find the neural crest cells. Okay. You'll find here also you'll find neural crest cells. No. Because neural crest cells at the spinal cord, they make the dorsal root ganglion. Okay, but here what will find, these crest cells, whatever the crest cells are there, they will form your leptomeninges. Okay, leptomeninges, that means your arachnoid matter and the pia mater. Okay, so this arachnoid matter and pia mater, they will be invaginated into this ependymal area. Okay, they will be invaginated in through this ependymal area, and that will come towards the, what is that, your fourth ventricle. Okay, so that means what, so this arachnoid matter and the pia mater, when they will proliferate rapidly and they will just invaginate the ependymal zone, so that along with that some of the blood vessels along with the arachnoid matter and the pia mater, that will come. Okay, so suppose we will take a diagram, a big section over here. Okay, see, here is your arachnoid matter. Okay, surrounding to that you will find the pia mater over here. Okay, and within that also you will find the blood vessels are there. No, I have given wrong color. Okay, you will find the blood vessels are also there. Okay, and just surrounding to that you will find these ependymal cells. Okay, they have just invaginated into this one. Okay, so ependymal cells, then the pia mater, then the arachnoid matter and the blood vessels. Okay, all they makes a complex structure over here. So this structure is known as your, who can say, this structure is known as your thalacoroidea. Okay, okay, this is known as your thalacoroidea. Fine. So how the thalacoroidea forms? From the, what is that, ependymal cells, a monolayer of ependymal cells that is actually covered with the pia mater. Okay, and a little part of the arachnoid matter that will invaginate through this, what is that, the ependymal zone that will come towards the fourth ventricle as a what is that, thalacoroidea. Fine. And this thalacoroidea, it actually, you can say it is the choroid plexus. No, choroid plexus. So this choroid plexus that actually secretes the, what is that, cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so that this fourth ventricle will be filled. Yes.
Then sir, can you have 5 minutes break?
Yeah, definitely take 5 minutes break.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So I had a doubt in this thalacoroidea. Where from which part is it getting formed?
At the fourth ventricle. This is your anterior. Okay, this is your posterior, है ना? तो ये जो पोस्टेरियर में ये क्या है, ये देखो, मेडुला को ऐसे ड्रॉ करो, ये पॉन्स हुआ, ये मेडुला हुआ, ये फोर्थ वेंट्रिकल है ना, ये स्पाइनल कॉर्ड हुआ. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर भी तुम्हारा न्यूरल क्रेस्ट सेल्स है ना. ये जो न्यूरल क्रेस्ट सेल, ये क्या बनाते हैं, पाया मेटर बनाते हैं और अरेक्नॉइड मेटर बनाते हैं. ठीक है, लेप्टोमेनिंजेस जिसको बोलते हैं. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर अभी क्या है, फोर्थ वेंट्रिकल है ना, फोर्थ वेंट्रिकल है. तो और क्या है, यहाँ पर ब्लड वेसल्स भी है. ठीक है, तो ये ब्लड वेसल के साथ ये जो पाया मेटर, ये क्या करेगा, ये फोर्थ वेंट्रिकल, मतलब दिस इज मेड अप ऑफ योर, व्हाट इज दैट, एपेंडाइमल सेल्स है ना. तो ये जो पाया मेटर along with the blood vessel that will invaginate into the fourth ventricle. Okay, जब ये इन्वाजिनेट करेगा है ना, इसका मतलब क्या होगा, ये एपेंडाइमल सेल्स भी आएगा साथ में, है ना, एपेंडाइमल सेल. उसके बाद यहाँ पर क्या है, ब्लड वेसल्स है एंड इट इज कवर्ड बाय द पाया मेटर, राइट. So this structure whole is known as your tela choroidea or choroid plexus. Got?
Yes, sir. Understood. Thank
जो
you.
कि रूफ ऑफ द फोर्थ वेंट्रिकल में ओपन होता है ना, और वहां से ही तुम्हारा सेरिब्रोस्पाइनल फ्लूइड सीक्रेट होगा.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, 5 मिनट ब्रेक ले जाओ. तुम ही बोल रहे थे ब्रेक.
Thank you, sir.
This is the closed part, right? So closed part of the medulla.
So your
So you got here the
So your mouse is
central
not visible.
canal. Oh,
yes, sir.
is
Yes.
it okay right now? Okay, so you'll get the central canal over here. Okay, and from this central canal, you'll find the alar plate and the alar plate, and here is the basal plate, right? So this basal plate that forms your pyramid over here, and this alar plate that actually divided into pieces as a nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus in the closed part. Okay, now just we have opened this one, no, here just we have opened in this way, anterolaterally this way, right? So that this central canal that will go posteriorly, so that this area alar plate that will come laterally, and this basal plate that will come medially. Okay, so this is your alar plate and this is your basal plate. Now these alar plate that will be fragmented into pieces, 4 pieces. Okay, and the basal plate that will be fragmented into these 3 pieces, right? So these 3 pieces of gray matter surrounded by the white matter is known as the nucleus, right? Now most laterally, as I told you, most medially will find the pure motor, no, so that is your general somatic efferent. Then you will find the special visceral efferent. Then you will find the general visceral efferent. So these are nothing but the basal plate derivatives. Okay. Then the alar plate derivative, as you can see here, this is your general visceral afferent. Afferent means sensory. Okay. Just lateral to that special visceral afferent. Just lateral to that general somatic afferent for the trigeminal, no. Then just lateral to that you will find the special somatic afferent for the cochlear and the vestibular nucleus. Okay, and from here, you know, this central zone, this one is the ependymal cells, no. So these are the ependymal cells, and from here you will develop your pyometer, and that pyometer will invaginate into the fourth ventricle, okay, forming the choroid plexus. But if we will include the arteries and the pyometer surrounding to it, then it will be known as your, what is that, tela choroidea. Okay, tela choroidea. So tela choroidea is nothing but the all layers of your, what is that, pyometer, your arachnoid matter and the ependymal cells. But if you will include the arteries, then it will become your choroid plexus. Fine. So you will find here the inferior elevator nucleus, no doubt. The same thing you will find over here. Just we have opened, no. So at the most anteriorly you will find the pyramid. Okay, nothing more special. Okay, so see here more clearly. This is the dotted line. Okay, this is your pyometer. Okay, so the pyometer and the ependymal zone and the arachnoid matter that forms your the tela choroidea. But if you will include the arteries, okay, and the ependymal cells over here along with the pyometer, then that will form your complex. No, what is that? Choroid plexus. Okay, so most medially will find the somatic for the striated muscle of the tongue, okay, forming your hypoglossal nerve, and here you will find the okay, your brachial arches muscles, that is your pharynx, larynx, and all these things. No, then you'll find your smooth muscles. No, then here this motors, and here is the sensory. So this sensory for the taste sensation, sensory for the skin, okay, is a trigeminal, okay, sensory for the lacrimatory, okay, sensory for the cochlear part, sensory for the vestibular part. All these are divided in this way, okay, and here you will find this fourth ventricle. This is the concept. Then come to this area, that is the metencephalon. Okay, so this metencephalon that actually develops not from the caudal part of the rhombencephalon. No, it is developed from the cephalic or the rostral end of the rhombencephalon. No, so that it will make your, what is that, metencephalon. Okay, so it is nothing but the rostral division of your, what is that, rhombencephalon. Okay, and it will give rise to your pons anteriorly, and posteriorly you will find the, what is that, formation of your cerebellum. Right. So first we will see the pons. Okay, that means it has also the alar plate and the basal plate. Right. So what will happen here? You can see most laterally you will find the alar plate, and here you will find your basal plate. Right. So this basal plate, that is for the motor, and the alar plate, that is for the sensory. Okay. So this alar plate, that is sensory neuroblast cells. No, and that will give rise to, what is that, your solitary nucleus. That means what? Your general visceral afferent, okay, nucleus. So this general visceral afferent and the special visceral afferent column, okay, that is mainly for which one? Your seventh cranial nerve. Okay, this is for your seventh cranial nerve. Okay, then you will find the cochlear nucleus. Okay, that is the cochlear and the vestibular nucleus, that mainly forms the special somatic afferent. Okay, so this special somatic afferent is for the cranial nerve 8th. Okay, then just medial to that, here you will find the general somatic afferent. So this general somatic afferent is for the 5th cranial nerve. No, what is that? Your trigeminal nerve. So here what we got? The 7th cranial nerve, the 5th cranial nerve, and the 8th cranial nerve. Right? They are derived from this alar plate. Okay. Like that, here you will find the basal nucleus. Okay. So from this basal nuclei, what you will find? You will find the abduction nucleus. Okay. So abduction nucleus means what? That is mainly forms your general somatic efferent. Okay. That is abducent means abducent is for what? For your lateral rectus muscle. Okay. So lateral rectus means recti muscle means striated muscle. है ना? Striated muscle means somatic. Okay. And it is motor. That's why efferent. Right. So it is general somatic efferent. Okay. Then just lateral to that you will find the your what is that, special visceral efferent. So the special visceral efferent for the 7th cranial nerve. Okay, and also for the 5th cranial nerve. Okay, because your muscles of mastication, no, they are mainly the special visceral efferent. Okay, then side to that you will find the general visceral efferent. Okay, so the general visceral efferent, that is mainly for the 7th cranial nerve. Okay, for the 7th cranial nerve. That means the motor part of the 7th cranial nerve and the 5th cranial nerve, they are coming from the basal plate. Okay, and this alar plate, that is sensory part of the 7th cranial nerve, sensory part of the trigeminal nerve. Okay, and special sensory part of the cochlear and vestibular nerve, they are derived from the alar plate. Okay. And these pontine nuclei, they are actually the part of the alar plate. Okay, they just divided and migrated to forward. Okay, they are mainly the relay center for the cerebellum. Okay, they are whatever the orders coming from this alar plate and the basal plate, that will go through this pontine nucleus to the cerebellum and to the cerebrum. No, so it is the relay center for the cerebellum. Okay, which is actually migrated from this alar plate. Clear, all of you? Nothing to understand. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Here you can see the pontine nuclei, they are just the piece of your alar plate migrated forward. Okay, for the relay of the cerebellar fibers. Any doubt over here?
No.
No, sir.
गुड. कुछ नहीं, इजी है. Then you just come to the mesencephalon. Okay, so this mesencephalon, that is actually developed from the wall of your mesencephalic vessels, vesicle. No, so that actually contains here, no, the central canal. This is actually unilayer or monolayer. What is that? Your ependymal cells over here. So this will be the central canal. The name will be changed over here as a cerebral aqueduct. No, so it has also the alar plate and the basal plate. Okay, so from the alar plate, what will happen? The cell again, the alar plate will be divided into pieces, and that will migrate posteriorly. Okay, so when it migrates posteriorly, here will form, there is a formation of your superior colliculus. Okay, and here you will find the superior colliculus and some of the what is that, nucleus. The superior colliculus and the inferior colliculus, no, both are from this alar plate. Okay, so nothing more than that. Okay, then this basal plate, that will also divide into pieces and will form the nucleus, and that will move forward. Okay, so that will form your trochlear. Trochlear means what is that? Trochlear nucleus and your what is that? Not heading or vestibular. Another is the oculomotor nucleus. Okay, your oculomotor nucleus and your trochlear nucleus, that will be formed from your, what is that? Your basal plate. Okay, and from this basal plate also, what will find? You will find the red nucleus. Okay, and the part of your substantia nigra. Okay, so the basal plate and the alar plate will divide, and this alar plate will migrate posteriorly, will forming the superior colliculus and the inferior colliculus. Okay, they are the cell layers from the superior colliculus and the inferior colliculus nuclei. Okay, and the basal plate, that will give rise to your trochlear nucleus and the oculomotor nucleus, that is your fourth cranial nerve and the third cranial nerve, which gives your general somatic efferent. No, trochlear, like your what is that? Abduction nuclei. The trochlear nuclei also same column. Okay, that is coming from your basal plate of Pons. Here the trochlear nucleus and oculomotor nucleus, they are coming from the, what is that? Basal plate of your mesencephalon or the midbrain. Okay, and you will find some pieces will migrate forward and laterally as a red nucleus and the substantia nigra. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now it is easy, nothing more present. Okay. then
So what's the function of substantia nigra?
substantia nigra, that is also a relay center to your what is that, to your subthalamus and to your what is that, basal nuclei.
Okay, sir.
That is related mainly to your subthalamus, okay, and the thalamus. Details if you want, then I will say just after this class. Okay. Now come to the diencephalon. So the diencephalon, I don't have the diagram, I think. Nothing. See. What happens? The diencephalon, that is actually, what is that? The caudal part of your prosencephalon. No. So this is your prosencephalon. So prosencephalon that will divide into two. As a caudal part, this is your caudal part, and this is your cranial part. So cranial part will develop your cerebral hemisphere, and the caudal part that will develop your diencephalon. Okay, like your cranial part of the rhombencephalon develops your pons, and the caudal part develops your medulla. Okay, like metencephalon and the myelencephalon. Here also the diencephalon, that is nothing but the caudal part of your prosencephalon. Okay, so here the caudal part of the prosencephalon, that actually give rise to your third ventricle also. Okay, along with that it will give rise to your epithalamus, your thalamus, hypothalamus, and the subthalamus. Okay, so epithalamus means what? That is the roof plate. Okay, अगर यहाँ पर एक डायग्राम होता, okay, here you can see okay, so this diencephalon, that will further divide into your hypothalamus, okay, your thalamus, okay, and your epithalamus. Okay, so epithalamus, that is nothing but the roof plate. Okay, what is that roof plate? Roof plate means what? Nothing but the, what is that? The ependymal cells that is present in between the thalamus. Okay, if you want to see the epithalamus, just I will draw. See, we got here the two thalami. Okay, here we will get the two thalami, and above to that, what we will get? We will get the hypothalamus, and here we will find the mammillary body of the hypothalamus. Here we will find the, what is that? Adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Okay, and here we will find the habenular nucleus. Okay, and here we will find the posterior commissural fibers, and here we will find a gland. This gland is your pineal gland. No, so the pineal gland, the commissural fibers, the habenular nuclei, all they made up of, so that is known as your, what is that? Epithalamus. Okay, so this epithalamus is nothing but, what is this area? This area is your third ventricle. Okay, this is your third ventricle here. Okay, so this is the roof plate of the third ventricle. Okay, 1 minute. I will change the color. Okay, see, here we will find the third ventricle. No, the third ventricle, that is the space between the two thalami. Okay, and it is also the wall of the third ventricle, that is actually lined by these, what is that? Gray pieces of gray matter known as your hypothalamus. No, that means inside the hypothalamus, what you'll find? You'll find the third ventricle. Okay, so this is your floor plate of the third ventricle, and this one is your roof plate of the third ventricle. Okay, so the roof plate of the third ventricle, your habenular nucleus, your commissural fibers, and your pineal gland develops. Okay, so from this roof plate, whatever the structure will develop, that will be known as your epithalamus. Okay, and side to that, what is the structures is present over here? They are known as your thalamus. Okay, and just in between that, the third ventricle is running. Okay, and here you'll find whatever the structures are there. They are the piece of gray matter. They are known as your hypothalamus. Okay, so here you can see, 1 minute. Okay, so this is the top view. So you cannot see the epithalamus, but epithalamus will be present over here at the roof plate. Okay, and just below to this, you will find this subthalamus. Okay, that is in between the thalamus and the midbrain. Okay, you will find the subthalamus. Okay, and this is your two thalami. In between that, you will find the third ventricle. Okay, and here the third ventricle. From this, whatever the structures invaginated into the third ventricle, that will form your tela choroidea, and this is your plexus, choroid plexus, no, which actually forms your cerebrospinal fluid. So the thalamus, that is actually derived from your alar plate. Okay, and that includes your metathalamus, mainly the lateral geniculate body, no, which relays the visual impulse, no, and the medial geniculate body that relays your auditory impulse. No, what is metathalamus? Metathalamus is nothing but the two, what is that, bulgings coming out from the thalamus. Okay, as a lateral geniculate body and the medial geniculate body. Okay, so this thalamus develops from your alar plate, and from that two bulgings will come out as a alar plate and the basal plate. The bulgings will come out as a lateral geniculate body and the medial geniculate body. Okay, that is known as your metathalamus. Okay, so the metathalamus, that includes the lateral geniculate body and the medial geniculate body. Okay, so the lateral geniculate body, that is for the, what is that, visual impulse, and the medial geniculate body, that relays the auditory impulse, right? Like that, the hypothalamus, okay, hypothalamus, that actually develops from the what is that, your alar plate only. Okay, but that develops from the floor plate. Okay, hypothalamus develops from the floor plate. Okay, but the epithalamus, that develops from the roof plate. Okay, so from the roof plate, epithalamus, from the floor plate, your hypothalamus develops. That means whole over this diencephalon, what we have seen, okay, that is actually the caudal part of prosencephalon. Okay, and that mainly the thalamus, hypothalamus, and the epithalamus, they develop from the alar plate. Okay.